Space Cadet Krig here to explain why the Breaker Incendiary is still the best semi-automatic shotgun. The Breaker Incendiary has 240 ballistic, but an incredible 120 durable damage. The Spray and Pray has 240 ballistic and 64 durable. The Breaker has 330 ballistic damage, but only has 66 durable damage. The raw damage of the basic Breaker appears to deal nearly 50% more damage than the Breaker Incendiary, but fails to take into account the durable damage values of key hitboxes. The undisclosed durable damage values tip the scales to the Breaker Incendiary. With some math, we can calculate the point where the Breaker Incendiary just does more damage to durable hitboxes compared to both other variants of the Breaker. The break-even point is just above 60% durability. Enemies with 60% or greater durability for common hitboxes are the Charger and Spewer Butts, Alpha Commander and Impaler Heads, Bile Titan Belly Sacks, and Scout Strider Legs. The Breaker Incendiary just has better performance on these more durable hitboxes compared to the Breaker and the Spray and Pray. Weapon customization was the final nail in the coffin for the Breaker and Spray and Pray, allowing the Incendiary variant to completely eclipse all other Breakers. A full choke muzzle makes the Breaker Incendiary an absolute monster that has equal or better TTKs than the Breaker, and the duckbill allows Breaker Incendiary to spread the damage horizontally, much like the Spray and Pray. Pick the Breaker Incendiary, whatever choke you prefer, and pretend, because the Breaker Incendiary is just better under most significant circumstances. Thus far, we have only addressed the damage done by these shotguns and not addressed the Bile Titan in the room, the Breaker Incendiary's fire dot. While it is true that even without the fire dot, the Breaker Incendiary would be a near direct upgrade from the standard Breaker or Spray and Pray, the fire dot is complementary that plays into our already strong shotgun. Against small enemies, where our shotguns are fairly equal in direct damage, the ignition allows the Incendiary to kill small enemies even with an almost complete miss. Just a few pellets hitting will set the chaff ablaze to kill it, where other shotguns would need to take aim again and waste another shell. The fire dot also means that we can swap targets much more quickly, as enemies can be left to burn and perish most democratically, while the Breaker and Spray and Pray would have to take an extra moment to put them out of their undemocratic misery. Against medium and larger enemies, we are already doing more damage thanks to our higher durable damage, and our fire dot helps eat away at the enemy's main health. Helpful if they've already taken damage from gas, explosives, or other less experienced Helldivers that haven't targeted fatal hitboxes. One more extra special use of the fire dot on the Terminid front is that just a pellet or two can be snuck past the Hive Guard's armor, causing them to lock down, allowing you to flank it and then execute it. How does the Breaker Incendiary feel on the ground? It's a fantastic horde-clearing weapon that can apply a fire dot that has AP4 and synergizes well with the many explosive and gas weapons we have available. Apply the fire dot to as many small enemies as possible while focusing durable hitboxes if needed. On bugs, anything smaller than a Hive Guard dies to a single application of the fire dot. Larger enemies like the Alpha Commander and Charger should target weak spots, where the durable damage of the Breaker Incendiary really outpaces the other auto-shotty variants. Consider half or full choke to improve performance on heavies, or duckbill if you want to cook smaller enemies more quickly. Voteless perish with just one application of the fire dot. No need to target the head or legs. If using no choke or duckbill, consider firing to hit multiple voteless instead of single targets. The Illuminate Overseer's ablative armor is useless against the fire dot. This allows you to pressure cook them in their own carapace with 2 full burns. The flesh mob takes double damage to the fire dot. Slow roasting it will take a long time, but you are able to kill a flesh mob with as few as 8 total shells if full burn is allowed, but will be longer in real-world scenarios. Focus on igniting as many enemies as possible. only targets specific enemies when they are an imminent threat. The duckbill will be particularly good at hitting as many enemies as possible at the cost of slightly slower single target damage. Finally, for automatons, anything smaller than a berserker will die to a single application of the dot. For devastators, target heads if available, but if you have distance or cover, berserkers and devastators can be taken offline by multiple fire dots. The gut followed by the pelvis are the second best spots to hit, thus giving you more consistent TTKs. Breaker can sometimes perform better here for leg and pelvis hitboxes, but the hit and run style of attack typically used for bots gives plenty of time for the fire dot to do its damage, providing more consistent, if longer, TTKs. Direct damage performance is similar across all three shotguns, but the Breaker Incendiary has options that the Breaker and Spray and Pray don't have. For Striders, target the rockets on the head, or the pilot on lower difficulties. If no rockets or pilot to shoot, target the legs. The high durability of the legs means the Breaker Incendiary takes fewer shots versus other breakers. Strangely enough, I was not able to confirm the fire dot applies properly to reinforced and scout striders. All that being said, the Breaker has a better feel than the Breaker Incendiary and slightly better stagger. Better feel and increased stagger versus an extra tasty crispy enemy. The Spray and Pray has a higher pellet count, which does allow to hit more enemies, but distributes the damage poorly, increased damage fall off, and abysmal stagger. Aside from the improved ammo economy, I have no idea why anyone uses this weapon.